With 4,000 animals a year?
Well, we actually, combined, it's much more than that.
But county officials say that's not good enough. They've asked Mr. York to hire someone with the required experience to replace Ms. Alexander.
We have, an executive search firm that's looking for the very best shelter director out there right now.
And the Humane Society of the United States says he's taken the first step by advertising on their site and others, focusing on someone who's done this sort of job before.
It is an extremely difficult job.
Even with experience?
Even with experience.
It looks like Barking Hound wants to find someone soon. The deadline for application, at least on that website, is tomorrow.
Randy, anything new on the criminal investigation?
It's still ongoing. They're interviewing witnesses, I understand. They may also, I understand, expand it to look at what happened to other individual dogs there at the shelter who may have died at the shelter as well.
All right, Randy, thank you.
Watching out for you, a Fox 5 I-Team investigation.
Leaders in White County want to know why the former director of the Fulton County Animal Shelter thought it was a good idea to leave unwanted cats in the North Georgia mountains.
It's the latest development in a series of problems our I-Team exposed at the shelter. I-Team reporter Randy Travis explains why people in White County are so upset.
Well, a lot of people might think it's a good idea to release feral or wild cats into the mountains rather than put them to sleep. But that only works if there's someone to feed them, protect them from disease, and make sure they don't create even more problems. So these traps are in pretty high demand?
Yes, they are constantly, year-round.
At least 3 times a week, White County Rabies Control Officer Pat Cooper says she gets a call about a wild or feral cat.
I got 2 cat traps in. If you can go down the list and see who's next on line for the traps, give me a call back.
That's why when people in this North Georgia community heard Fulton County is actually adding to the feral cat numbers here, it got their dander up big time.
My head started spinning.
It's a public health issue.
My stomach started turning.
I'm not going to let this go.
Last month, the I-Team raised questions about what happened to at least 100 feral cats turned over to the Fulton County Animal Shelter.
God help the outcasts.
Our story led to a candlelight vigil from rescue groups, demanding answers from the shelter management, Barking Hound Village Foundation.
What is going on? We want some answers.
It started when this former kennel worker said the cats disappeared without the proper paperwork showing they'd been fixed and vaccinated, or even who really took them.
I asked Gere, all the cats are missing. Do we know where the cats are?
Shortly before she resigned last month, shelter director Gere Alexander told us a rescue group connected to the shelter management collected all the cats.
We believe they should be spayed, neutered, vaccinated, and returned, released in an appropriate feral colony or to barns that need mousers, an appropriate place where they can actually be watched over and maintained.
All these cats were spayed and neutered before they left?
Yes.
But Ms. Alexander could not provide us any paperwork showing that to be true. She wouldn't even tell us where the cats went. That is, until days after our story aired. That's when the attorney for the shelter management sent over this sworn affidavit from a Catholic priest in Cleveland, Georgia. The priest said Ms. Alexander's father had approached him about his daughter's desire to release feral cats in the area. Father Vincent Sullivan says some of his parishioners thought the farmers could use the cats to cut down on the rat population. According to the affidavit, the cats were released in the mountainous areas of White County near Cleveland. But this affidavit has caused even more controversy.
To release feral cats in White County is a violation of local code.
White County authorities filed a complaint with the State Department of Agriculture, worried about the possibility of unvaccinated and unaltered cats spreading throughout their community.
If we have 100 cats that have been released in White County that have not been vaccinated, that is a problem.
Cats can catch rabies very easy. And if a person gets bit by a rabid animal, if they're not treated right away and they get rabies, you die.
Suddenly, folks here in White County are asking the same sort of questions the I-Team has been asking for weeks. How many cats really wound up here? Where's the proof they were vaccinated, spayed, or neutered as required by state law? And finally, is anybody really taking care of them now? Feral cat colonies like these still need humans to feed and care for them. Experts say they cannot live off mice and whatever else they happen to find in the wild.
I've heard this story before where I'm not going to take it to the shelter because it might be put to sleep. I'm just going to turn it loose.